So hi students. So in the last video actually we discussed some determinant properties. So we are going to continue with determinant properties because we did not discuss all. So some more determinant properties we have to discuss. So today in this video we will discuss some more determinant properties, and if time permits we will go to next part. So determinant properties. So next determinant property I am going to discuss is, so in today's video the first determinant property that we are going to discuss is, if you have a matrix in which any two rows are identical or any two columns are identical like this. So here you can clearly see that first row, third row are identical. You can clearly see that first row, third row both are same. So when two rows or two columns are identical, its determinant becomes 0. So I can write a determinant whose columns are same. Like for example, I can write like this. So you can see that first column and second column are identical here. So since first column, second column are identical, simply we can write determinant 0 without even expanding. Okay, without even expanding, directly we can write the determinant as 0. So that is the importance of this property. Now I will show how we will get by taking a 2 by 2 matrix, because 3 by 3 calculation will be lengthy. I will be taking a 2 by 2 matrix to show you how actually we will get that. For example, I will take a 2 by 2 matrix like this. So you can see that first row, second row are same here. First row, second row are identical. So what is the property? When two rows or columns are identical, then determinant must be 0. So here first row and second row are same. Determinant must be 0. Let us check. So what is det A here? So det A is 1 into 2 minus 2 into 1. So you are getting det 0. Why you are getting det 0? Because both the rows are identical here. Because both the rows are identical, you are getting determinant as 0. So this is a very important property, that whenever you have any two rows or columns identical, determinant is going to be 0. Okay, so this is the important property. Next, I am going to next property now. So determinant properties will be actually very useful when we are actually finding the determinants of different problems. When we are finding determinants, we will use the properties. So some complicated problems will be there. Directly we cannot expand, or by expanding the problem becomes very lengthy. By using the determinant properties, we can cut short the length of the problem. We can solve easily. So our determinant property, next property is, for example, if a determinant has any row or column with sum of two numbers like this. If a determinant has any row or column for that matter with sum of two numbers like this. So here I took the first column with sum of two numbers. So any row we can take, any column you take. So we have sum of two numbers in any row or column. Then you can split the determinant into sum of two determinants. We can split this as sum of two determinants, in which we will split this column only. Keeping these two columns same, we will split this column. So how we will write? See, we have to split this into sum of two determinants. We can split like this, where this column has sum of two numbers, no? So this column only will split. So in first determinant, we will write the first numbers like A1, A2, A3. In second determinant, we will write the second numbers like X1, X2, X3. And the remaining two columns, we will write as it is in both determinants. So remaining means first column, second column, you have to write as it is in both determinants. So what is this property? Whenever you have any row or column with sum of two numbers like this, the determinant can be expressed as sum of two determinants, in which we will split that row or column which has two numbers like this. We will split only this one. Remaining two we will keep as is. You can see second column, third column we wrote as it is. We have split only this column. First numbers we wrote in first determinant, second numbers we wrote in second determinant. So a determinant can be split as sum of two determinants through a row or column which has sum of two numbers like this. Okay. So reverse of this also you can do. Reverse means whenever you have sum of two determinants, then if you want to add two determinants, then you have to add any one column keeping the remaining two columns same, or you can add any two rows keeping the remaining two rows same. That means if you want to add two determinants, you add any one row or you add any one column keeping the remaining two same. This is reverse of this property. If you want to split, you have to split through any one row or column. If you want to add also, you have to add any one row or column, keeping the remaining two as it is. Okay, so this is the determinant property. Okay, so next. So next property we are going to discuss is, very simple properties we will discuss now. Very simple. Determinant of A into B. We can write this as det A into det B. So if determinant of product of two matrices is there, we can write determinant individually to both matrices and write product. So determinant of product of two matrices can be written as product of their individual determinants. So you multiply A and B, find its determinant. That is same as find det A, find det B and multiply. Both will be same. So that is the property. You can easily verify that by taking any two matrices. That is very easy. Therefore, I am not going to verification of that. So one more simple property. Determinant of A power n. This is same as det A whole power n, where n is some natural number. So determinant of A power n means, for example, if you have determinant of A square, if you want to find this, then you can find det A and square it. Both will be same. So let me show you a simple example for that. So I will show you a simple example by taking a very simple problem. So I will take A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. So next find A square. A square means A into A. So A into A means that will be 1, 2, 3, 4 matrix multiplied with 1, 2, 3, 4 matrix. So multiply. First row multiplied with first column. 1 plus 6. First row multiplied with second column. 2 plus 8. First row completed. Now second row multiplied with first column. 3 plus 12, 15. Second row multiplied with second column. 6 plus 16, 22. So this is a square. Okay. So determinant of a square I will do now. So determinant of a square is 22 into 7 minus 15 into 10. Okay, so 22 into 7, it is going to be 154 minus 15 into 10. So that therefore you are getting determinant of a square as 4. Now using determinant property, determinant of a square must be same as det a whole square, no? Okay, let us check that now. So we have matrix A here. So what is det a? This is matrix A, no? What is det a? 4 minus 6. So det a is minus 2 actually. So what is det a whole square? That is minus 2 whole square 4. So are you getting same? See, determinant of a square is same as det a whole square. You are getting same. So this is the simple verification. Determinant of a cube is there. That means you can write that as det a whole cube. Okay, so determinant of a power n can be written as det a whole power n. So that is the important property which you have to remember. Okay, so next, now I am going to the next property. Next property is also a very simple property. So determinant of A transpose is same as det a. Means if you find determinant of A or find determinant by transposing it, both will be same. So find determinant of a matrix or find determinant by transposing the matrix, you will get the same answer. I will show you simple example. Okay, so I will take 1, 3, 5, 7. Then what is det a? Det a is 7 minus 15. So that is nothing but minus 8. This is det a. Now I will take A transpose. So A transpose means first row written as first column, second row written as second column. This is A transpose. So what is determinant of A transpose? Determinant of this A transpose means 7 minus 15. You are getting same. You are getting same. Clearly you can see determinant of A what we got. Determinant of A transpose also we are getting same. Why we are getting like this means, see, by transposing diagonal elements do not change. Only these two elements will be interchanged. Det a means actually it is AD minus BC, no? So these diagonal elements are not going to change anyhow. These elements will be interchanged. So when these are interchanged, product will not change. Therefore our answer is also not changing. So simply you have to remember that by transposing a matrix, its determinant is not going to change. By transposing a matrix or a determinant, okay, determinant is not going to change by transposing a matrix. Okay, now I am going to next property. So next property is whenever you have determinant with some polynomials of x. So for example, if you have a determinant in which all the elements are some polynomials of x like this, determinant has elements which are some polynomials. So polynomials means they can be first degree, they can be second degree polynomials, they can be third degree polynomials, anything you can take. So whenever determinant has some polynomials in X, if you expand the determinant or if you find the determinant, you will definitely get some polynomial only. If you expand the determinant, you will definitely get polynomial only because elements are some polynomials. So whatever answer you are going to get is also polynomial in X. So answer can be second degree, third degree, fourth degree, anything. That depends on what you are taking inside the determinant. What you are taking in place of these elements, on that your answer depends. So we can get any polynomial. Okay. So what I am trying to discuss here is, so what our answer is nothing but some polynomial. For example, if I take a polynomial ax square plus bx plus c, some quadratic polynomial I will take. Okay, so some quadratic polynomial I will take. So if x is equal to some k satisfies f of x is equal to 0, satisfies f of x is equal to 0, that means what? If x is equal to k is a root of this, then we will write that x minus k is a factor of f of x. So when x is equal to k satisfies f of x is equal to 0, that means when x is equal to k is a root of f of x is equal to 0, we say that x minus k becomes a factor of f of x. So this applies to second degree, third degree, fourth degree, any polynomial, this applies. So what we are getting as output for determinant is also a polynomial. That means the same rule must apply to this also, because k of x is a polynomial. K of x is what? Whatever answer you are getting for determinant is going to be polynomial. So this rule applies for this also, no? Right? So that I am going to write now. So what I am going to write now is, so here when you put x is equal to a in this determinant, when you put x is equal to a in this determinant and this determinant becomes 0, determinant means what? This k of x, no? That means if k of x becomes 0, when x is equal to a is substituted, if determinant becomes 0, that means this k of x becomes 0. That means x is equal to k is going to be root of this. By substituting x is equal to a, this is going to be 0 means that will be root only, no? Okay, then I can write that x minus a is a factor of the determinant. X minus a is a factor of determinant. What is determinant? I took k of x, no? So x minus a is a factor of k of x. That means x minus a is a factor of this determinant. Determinant is nothing but k of x. Okay, so what is the simple property that you have to remember is, whenever you substitute x is equal to a, basically determinant must have polynomials here. Then only you can apply this property. When x is equal to a is substituted, if determinant becomes 0, then x minus a can be taken as factor of the determinant. Okay, x minus a can be taken as factor of the determinant. Okay, so this is a very important property. Okay, only one property we are left with. Only one property. And it is important property. So what is the property is, whenever you have, I am taking a 3 by 3 matrix only. So some 3 by 3 matrix I am taking. So for example, you have a determinant of a 3 by 3 matrix like this. Here we can multiply all the elements of a row or column with a constant and add to some other row or column. So for example, I can take second row. I can multiply all the elements of second row with a constant and add to some other row. So if you are multiplying constant to row means you have to add row to row only. You can't add this to a column, okay? So second row multiplied with a constant and added to some other row, for example. So k some constant into a row added to some other row. Here we will change R1 only, we will represent like this. Means R1 will be replaced with this one. So when you are multiplying a constant to a row and adding to some other row, the determinant is not going to change. Okay, you can write column transformation also like this. Like for example, I will take third column. You can multiply third column with a constant and add to some other column. So constant into column, for which column you are adding, that column only we will change. We will not change third column in this determinant, we will change only second column. Second column we will replace like this. Determinant will not change by this row or column transformations. Okay, I will show you simple example. I will take like this. What is the determinant value here? 4 minus 6 means minus 2. Okay, I will do R1 replaced as R1 plus R2 I will do. Okay, that means what I am doing? In place of k I am putting 1, you can see here. R1 plus k into R2 you can take, no, I am taking k as 1. K as 1 means R1 plus R2 only we are doing, no? So if you add two rows like this, see, R1 is replaced by this, means in place of R1 you have to put this. R2 does not change. So see carefully, R1 plus R2 means this row plus this row. Means 1 plus 3, I will write 4 here. 2 plus 4, I will write 6 here. Only R1 we will change. R2 will be kept as it is. Now you find determinant. It is going to be 16 minus 18. The same minus 2 you are getting C. Okay. So we can add constant to a row and add to some other. We can multiply constant to a column and add to some